Let's head south from Auckland anyway, maybe north from where you are. Firefighters working hard to battle a blaze near Hanmer Springs have now managed to bring it under control. It started just before midnight last night and eventually spread over 90 hectares of scrub and pine plantations. A huge blaze at its height. 28 people had to be evacuated and were taken, many still in their pyjamas, to an evacuation centre at a sports club in the town. At one stage the town was cut off and without power, but had access to it, and all electricity have now been restored so people can get back into the town. For the latest, I'm joined from close to where the fire is still being fought by Conan Young. Hi Conan, what's happening there now?
Hi, look, this fire might be contained, but work is still very much underway to try and dampen down hot spots and stop it from flaring up. We had 8 helicopters with monsoon buckets helping to put this fire out before. We're now down to 4 helicopters. I don't know if you can hear them in the background there.
Yeah, we can.
But just as an indication of the work, these guys have to do. I don't know if you can see behind me, but just in the past 5 minutes, there's been another flare-up, another large sort of plume of smoke up on that hill behind me. This is where most of the activity has been happening. These 4 helicopters now involved in filling up their monsoon buckets in the Hanmer River, which is close by, and the Waiara as well, and helping to bring this fire under control in that way. Look, the conditions here are tinder dry. North Canterbury has been in drought for over a year now, and plus we've had really windy conditions. It's come down a bit now, but those winds are really causing havoc throughout the day, and I witnessed myself just how quickly the situation sort of changed there in terms of the ferocity of the fire.
Conan, can you tell us about the 28 people who were evacuated, how they are and how their properties are? Do they even know?
Yeah, look, 28 people had a knock on their door in the early hours of this morning from the police, told them to grab just a few important documents and to come with them as quickly as possible because of the approaching fire. They were taken to an emergency evacuation centre in Hanmer Springs and spent the night there. Not too much sleep, I don't believe, from many of those people who obviously had their sleep interrupted. But I spoke to a couple of those people. They actually who worked at Braemar Lodge, and they had the job of helping to evacuate guests there. Their names are DOMINIC TOWERY and KERRY, who spoke to me.
Well, I guess it kind of started about midnight when we heard sirens, and obviously being in the middle of nowhere, you're thinking, okay, what's going on? But we just didn't think it was a big deal, so, went to sleep. And then 2 a.m. I woke him up hearing an alarm, thinking it was the hotel alarm. So Dom, being one of the managers in the hotel, got up to go and see the alarm. And
so my job is to go and kind of check on the hotel, make sure everything's okay. So I got out. We're 2 a.m, so trying to get some clothes together so I can get it, look a bit decent. And all of a sudden I walk up my room and someone's coming in already, and they said they have a torch, and it's like there's a fire on the hill. And still, once again, just woken up, just trying to register that. And he goes, we have to evacuate. So from then I started knocking on the doors, and I started letting everyone know that we have to get out. And then I called the hotel manager, and I advised him that the police are here and that there's a fire. And at first he kind of didn't believe me too. Once in 2 a.m,
because he didn't hear the alarm,
not at all.
He had no idea what was going on. Kind of thought it was a bit of a joke.
Yeah, and so I went into the hotel. Everyone, all the staff, they went out into the parking lot, and that's where the police were. Went in the hotel, let the police in, and the manager came in. And then they started telling us that we do need to evacuate. It's the fires on the hill, and it could be creeping closer. And so we began to call all the guests to get them out. There's about 3 rooms in, so about 6 guests, and started informing them that they have to leave. And I woke up the chef and informed him too. And then everyone in the staff started getting our cars and filing out.
Yeah, we just took the important stuff, passports, wallets, and that was it. Kind of thinking, we probably won't be out for too long, it's not really a big deal. But kind of as we left and saw all the fire trucks, and we didn't even know where we were going, we just kind of stopped at the edge of the road and was like, okay, where do we go? And then somebody finally said that this was open, so then we all just headed down. But it was all pretty calm, considering you could see the fire in the background. The police and the fire brigade were really calm, and so we were calm, and we got everyone out to safety and came here, and they'd set it up pretty quickly. And
so how far away was the fire from the lodge?
About 3-4 kilometres, I reckon. So
we're right at the end of Medway Road. So as you're driving toward the main road, you could just see the fire on the hill, and it's quite pretty intense.
But there's only one way in, so, if the wind had changed and come down that direction, it could have got really serious. So, just to be safe.
And so how fierce was the fire from what you could see at 2 in the morning?
Well, it was kind of a line of fire right the way up the hill, so it looked pretty serious, kind of impressive and amazed, and adrenaline's going, so we're kind of all like excited but scared and like, oh, this could get serious, but all pretty calm really. So, and because being tired, we were just kind of really like, okay, not really sort of thinking too much, just doing as we were told.
Exactly, just wanted to get out there and just kind of be safe. Yeah.
But we weren't expecting to be out this long at all.
No, not at all.
We're all 11 of us all in our pajamas, and we're still waiting.
Conan, when will those people be able to get back to their homes and to the lodge?
Yeah, look, within the past hour, actually, I'll just let this fire truck go past me there. Look, within the last hour, they've actually been allowed to go back into their homes. I actually just went and had a drive up the road, which is, these houses that have been evacuated are just around the corner from here, so really close to this fire. 3 kilometres from Braemar Lodge, but actually one of these houses I saw, the fire came to within a few hundred metres, so some really good work there from the ground crews last night who surrounded those homes and made sure that there was no damage to property. Look, the job of putting this fire out will continue until the sun goes down this evening with these helicopters. They'll be back first thing tomorrow morning as soon as the sun comes up. Their job is to try and stop this from flaring up again. There's a real concern with some strong northerly winds forecast to start from midday tomorrow, and there's a real fear that these could actually whip up these flames again. On Thursday, actually, these northwest winds are forecast to get up to 100 kilometres an hour, so that's a real nightmare scenario if they're still dealing with this fire at that stage.